Hey all, welcome to Series 2 of the Enterprise Excellence Academy 2-minute tips. Today we're talking on Agile. That's what the whole series on. I'm focusing on the Agile Scrum process. What is actually the process of Scrum? I'm going to talk about it around the team process and what they go through in what's called a sprint. Let me explain this. The baseline premise of Agile is that a team needs to have a longer term, challenging, meaningful goal and vision of what that would look like if we achieve it. And then we break our effort in moving towards that down into what's called sprints. Sprints are short iterations of effort we do to move towards that goal. So for example, when a team often starts in Scrum, their sprint will be 1 month. Makes it easier. You talk Amazon, they're running sprints and releasing and achieving goals in like day brackets or half day brackets. That enhances performance dramatically. But let's get back to the sprint concept over a month. The process is basically a team's got longer term goal and vision, there's meaning to it, there's purpose to it. And what they're doing is they're looking at the month and going, okay, well, what's the goal for this sprint or this month? And what's the purpose behind it? And what's the vision? What would it look like if we get there? And often in Agile and Scrum, you're releasing something to customers at the end of that month. You know, there may be some effort of project build. If you're in a project development side, you're going to release something to a customer. If you're in a sales team, you may have a series of opportunities you're going to work through that month to look to achieve, but you're also going to gain some feedback from customers at the end of the month about something new. If you're in production, you'll have a production goal, but there may also be something new you're releasing to get feedback from customers and learn upon. Okay, so that's that sprint time-blocked effort of work and improvement. The next aspect is at the start of the sprint, the team gets together and plans their sprint. So it's important that there's a backlog of work that the product owner's prepared. That's another 2-minute tip. There's a backlog of work that the team can draw upon. Now, if you're in a factory, the backlog of work is what we're going to produce plus improvement innovation we're going to do. If you're in a sales team, it's opportunities and maybe some improvement innovation we're going to do. If you're in a marketing team, it'll be campaign effort and maybe some improvement as a team we're going to do. You draw into this sprint backlog, which actually ends up being a to-do list to do all the things we're going to do and execute. The team then decide in the next process, which is called the Scrum or the daily Scrum, they're going to decide what we're going to do over the next day or two, and they're going to execute that. They're then going to come back to the next Scrum, might be the next day or the next 2 days after. At the longest out, you're going to do it weekly. You know, most people go daily. You're going to look at your goal again for the month. Look at, did we get the work done? Let's look at the backlog. What do we need to draw in to make sure we're going to hit the goal and the vision for the month? It's important to note that bit I keep referring back to, that the Scrum is about ultimately hitting the goal and the vision for the month or whatever that sprint sequence is, and we're drawing on the backlog of work, get it done to move towards that. The other part then is at the end of the month, there are some meetings that go on. The product owner, check out the 2-minute tip on that. They need to prioritize and clean the backlog so it's ready for the team to draw upon. But at the end of the month, an event's going to happen called a sprint review, where the product owner, key stakeholders, maybe the customer, the team, they get together and they review the month. They get voice of customer feedback, whether that be internal or external customers or both, and they're getting that feedback and learning from it. And then they're reflecting on, for the month ahead. There's also what's called a retrospective. The retrospective is a meeting where the team's getting together, the Scrum Master and the product owner will be in there typically too, and you're basically doing what's called a retro, which is ask 3 questions. What should we keep doing? What went well? What should we stop doing? Anything we just stop doing and not do anymore? And then the final question is, what should we start doing? What should we improve? Now, it's important in Scrum that the most important improvement idea or the best that comes up that's going to deliver the most value or the most increase in speed and capability of the team goes to the top of the list of the backlog, the to-do for the next month. That's how you get that continuous improvement, constantly driving through the process of Agile. Doesn't matter what industry, what role, what team, it all applies. It's a really great system to create high performance in people. Hope that's of value. If you want to learn more, go to the enterpriseexcellenceacademy.com. There's courses, there's a community you can become part of. Reach out if you've got any questions. Bye for now.